Taking you live now to Springwood in Queensland, Jim Chalmers is announcing new measures for better rates on mortgages and savings accounts.
Living help, fighting inflation, getting the budget in better nick, a plan for a future made in Australia, and engaging with our region and with the world in the interests of our workers and employers and investors as well. Over to you.
Treasurer, are you effectively trying to regulate to help customers who simply don't read the fine print?
We're trying to make it easier for people to find better deals and to follow those better deals. We know that there can be vast differences between a good deal and a bad deal in the banking system, and we want to help make it much, much easier for people to find those better deals. We know when household budgets are under pressure and people are under the pump that every dollar matters. That's why we're providing cost of living help, and that's why we want to make it a bit easier for people to find these better deals. Whether it's in their deposit accounts or with their mortgages, getting a better deal can make a difference to household budgets, and we want to help people where we can.
Well, how does the government plan to enforce these changes with the banks?
Well, a number of these changes are rule changes and regulations. We will work closely with the banks and the financial system more broadly to bed them down. I think there's a broad acknowledgement and acceptance following the great work of the ACCC and the Parliamentary Committee that we can do better here, and we will. And that's what these changes are about. We will work with the banks and with the community more broadly to bed them down.
Why didn't you go as far as the ACCC wanted in forcing banks to actively prompt customers to switch to better rates?
I think we've struck the right balance here. Obviously, we took into consideration all of the ACCC recommendations, and we prioritised the ones that we thought were the most important, and you're seeing that in this package today. This is not necessarily the end of the changes that we want to make life a bit easier for people in the banking system, but it's an important set of steps that we are taking, initial set of steps responding to that good work by the ACCC and by Daniel Molino's committee.
If some of the banks aren't adhering to these changes, who do people report to?
I will make sure that the implementation of these changes are robust and that people have the ability to alert the government if they're not happening. But we'll know. We work closely with the banks, with the peak organisations and with the regulators to make sure that this really important part of the economy is well regulated in the interests of the Australian people who are under the pump. Okay, we're going to get two from Chloe, two from Izzy, two from Amanda. Chloe?
Thank you, Treasurer. Do you have any idea on how many Australians are stuck in a bad deal with their bank, or how many you expect will switch when the new measures are in place?
It remains to be seen. We are realistic about these sorts of changes. We know that you need to implement them in a methodical and a considered way to make things a bit easier for people. And we'll see how we go, and we'll keep them under more or less constant monitoring to see if they need to be tweaked into the future. But clearly the feedback from the ACCC and from the Parliamentary Committee, but from the community more broadly, is that the banks need to do much, much better when it comes to disclosing changes to deposit accounts or mortgages. They need to make it much easier for people to switch mortgages, to find and follow a better deal, and that's what these changes are about.
And Treasurer, when do these measures actually come into effect, and which one do you think will make the biggest difference? Because from what I can see, the onus will still be on the customers to chase up the banks on whether there is a better deal available.
They'll be able to do that, though, on the basis of much better information. We want to make sure that the information that helps people find and follow better deals isn't hidden and isn't buried. And so we want to improve the information that is provided. We want to make sure that the disclosure is much tougher, the information is much clearer, and that it's easier for people to find and follow those better deals. It will be very clear to us and to the regulators if and when that's not happening, so that we can make any tweaks that are necessary.